When I try to answer the same question, I always forget the first word. And I always asked other students that do you know the first word from the answer started? If somebody will tell me the first word, I can write the whole answer. Yes, when I understand or learn something new, I always used to discuss it with my mom, and I don't feel nervous while you're learning something. If your concept is clear, just make sure that you're clear on that particular point. If I'm speaking something, I'm sharing something with you, first of all, I should agree with that, and then only I can tell you. I am absolutely agree the content I'm sharing it with you. So this is kind of confidence I have. Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Karishma and today's video is going to be very special as my all videos are. So in this video we are going to discuss how you can learn anything fast. Through this video I am going to suggest you 6 points and I am giving you a surety. If you follow all those 6 points, you will be able to remember anything you want to. For example, it happens with us like we learn some questions and during the examination we just forget. So what should be the correct technique behind learning those question answers or everything? So without getting any further ado, let's get started. So my very first point is that you should not focus on rectification. Instead, you should try to understand the concept behind a particular topic. For example, if you're studying history, geography, history, especially in history, we try to learn the answers, which is very wrong approach. We should not do this. In this respect, I'm going to share one of my experience and I'm sure that you will going to learn a lot of things from this video. So please make sure to watch this video till the end. So what I used to do when I was in my 4th or 5th grade, I used to do rectification. And for this rectification, my tuition teacher appreciated me a lot. She always gives my example to other students. Like, look at Karishma, she can learn word to word. She did not even miss a single word while learning any answer. You should be like that. But you know what? There is this big side effect of this thing. When I try to answer the same question, I always forget the first word. And I always asked other students that do you know the first word from the answer started? If somebody will tell me the first word, I can write the whole answer. But this should not be the correct approach. What is the benefit of learning if you will not able to remember that during your exam? After that, like when I was in 8th or 10th grade, I have realized that this should not be the approach. We should understand the concept, because once you will understand the concept, you can write more about on that particular topic. Even if you know the simple definition about a particular topic, you can write 15 to 20 lines extra just by using your mind. So it is always be better to understand the concept behind of something instead of rectification. But yes, I am very much sure that many of us, like the people who are watching my video right now, somewhere sometime did this rectification in their life, and I'm 100% sure about it, because generally this is what the school teaches us to learn the answers. But I'm very grateful that these days schools have changed the pattern of their teaching, and I can see in the case of Mita, my kid who is in nursery grade, the teaching pattern is actually different. It's not like the same which used to be earlier at our time. So now that is why, every day I have seen good changes in himself. Every day he learned something new. Every day. So I'm very happy about this. Let's move on to the second point. My second point is very, very important. That once you understand the concept behind particular learning, you should always try to teach that concept to somebody else. Not exactly teaching, but you should always discuss the same with third person. In my case, when I understand or learn something new, I always used to discuss it with my mom, and I try to explain her that, Mama, look, this is this and this is how it works, so that I always remember that concept for lifelong. Because see, there is no worth of learning something if you will not able to remember that during the requirement. For example, whatever we are learning, whatever history we are learning, obviously it is going to be asked maybe in future, maybe in interview, maybe in some speeches we need to repeat that. So what if we will not remember? There is no worth of learning those things. So always try to explain. Even I'll share one of great example with you. When I was pursuing law, LLB, I completed my law after my marriage. I have started before marriage but completed after marriage. So during my examination, I used to discuss my concept with my mother-in-law, and you know what? The law is a very interesting subject, and you learn what is murder, attempt to murder. There should be mens rea behind, like killing of someone. What is tort? These all topics are already interesting, you know. So you will feel great to know about them, and this is something. The law is a kind of professional course where you will personally feel interested to learn more. Yes, because all the practical things included in this. So I used to always explain to my mother-in-law that what is this, or sometime I before my examination I used to discuss everything with my husband. I asked him to like ask me few questions, and I'll reply you, I'll make you understand that what is this. So this is the kind of thing I used to do this, and that is the reason that I remember everything whatever I have learned, everything. Let's move on to the third point. As you know, the practice is always important, whether it comes to learning English, whether it comes to learn any language or any kind of learning. So do practice the concept which you have recently learned by writing in your copy. You should write at least 2 to 3 times to make your concept clear, so that you cannot forget at the time of your examination. Sometimes it happens that we learn something orally, we understand something orally, but when we try to explain through writing, we generally stuck. So how we can get rid of this problem? You should do writing practice always. Let's move on to the fourth point. My fourth point is that if you are understanding or learning any concept through reading or through book, so you should always read aloud by marking on notebook. You should always carry a pencil with you, and whatever you are reading, you should just mark it, so that you can read the content, you can listen that content, you can speak also. So it will give you a good amount of learning. Reading books aloud always recommended, also in the English learning process, and this is actually the right way of reading any kind of book. It's not only about English. If you're studying history, geography, you should always read aloud, so that you can hear your voice and you can keep the content in your mind for the future. Let's move on to the fifth one. Fifth one is that you should always take help from the YouTube or internet. See, when I was studying, that time YouTube was not available. There was no such internet facility available. Even though it's available, I did not know about that. So however, I did not use it, but recently we have this facility. So if you are not able to clear any concept in your mind, if you're struggling if you're not able to understand, obviously you should always Google it. You should always watch YouTube videos. There are so many professional tutors available on YouTube. They can help you in that matter, and you will be able to understand that concept very easily. You can watch repetitive videos. That concept will surely fit in your mind for the lifelong. This is a very good practice you should do. And last thing is that always be confident about your learning. Don't feel hesitate. Don't feel nervous while you're learning something. If your concept is clear, just make sure that you are clear on that particular point. If I'm speaking something, I'm sharing something with you, first of all, I should agree with that, and then only I can tell you. I am absolutely agree the content I'm sharing it with you. So this is kind of confidence I have. This same confidence you should have while you learn something, when you are trying to explain the concept of something to other person. The same level of confidence you should carry on yourself, because it will help you to make presentable, to remember that content for a lifelong. So this is it for today, and I hope this 10-minute video will help you in good way and you have learned something. And if you have, please press the like button, and also do not forget to subscribe my channel. Also press the bell icon so that you'll get the notification. And keep watching my video. If you found any mistake in this video, you can comment me. I take your comments always positively. There is nothing wrong in learning. I am still learning. And yes, one more thing I would like to tell you, that please don't copy my style, because every person has a different style of speaking. I am not really good with my speaking, so I don't want you to copy that. Just take my suggestions very positively.